Hello everyone. Today I'll be showing you how to create a REST API using Spring Boot. So now I have installed Spring Tool Suite in my machine. You can use any other IDE. Let us start with creating a new Spring project. As this is a Spring Tool Suite for, I know there are few settings which are done specifically for the Spring projects. So you can use this, or you can go to directly spring.io and you can create a project there. I'll show you that as well. Yeah, I'll be creating a new project, Spring Starter project. Uh, the name would be Student API. I'll be building a small student database API. So Java version, I'll select 8 as I have 8 installed in my machine. So I'll be giving student API. I'll just change the name com.gravejava.demo or app, I'll say. Click on next, and here you can add the dependencies. So basically I'll be adding Spring Boot Dev Tools and Spring Web, Spring Data GPA, and the H2 database. For our first tutorial, we don't need all these things. Let us go with Spring Web and Spring Boot Dev Tools. I'll tell you why the Spring Boot Dev Tools is required. So let us go ahead and create a project. So as you can see here, new project is created with a Spring Boot structure. So this is one way to create it. Another way is to go to the google.com and say Spring Initializer and go to the project, Spring Initializer. Here you'll get the same options to create a basic Spring Boot project. So this is Maven project I'll be using, and the Java and the version 2.3.2, and you can give anything here. Uh, just the project name is demo as of now, and which packaging you want, jar or var, and I'll be using jar. And the next is Java version. I'll be using Java 8 version. So I can use this, and here I can add the dependencies. As of now, we need Spring Web, Spring Dev Tools. So I can choose from here, or I can directly type in. I can say Dev Tools, Spring Boot Dev Tools. I can click on it. That's it. You can click on generate. Once we generate it, it will download the project. So what I can do here is, uh, if you see here, this is the project which has created using Spring Initializer. So I can import this project directly. I'll show you how to do it. So what you can do is right click, import, and you can choose Maven, existing Maven projects. You can click on next and you can browse it. Probably in the downloads it has, you can see. So yeah, basically you can select the project from here, and you can click on next and finish. It will just create a new project for us. So as I have already created the student API, as you can see, and there are resources folder where in application properties, and it has defaultly created our project and one student API application, wherein when you start the Spring Boot application, it will run from here. You can have some of the initialization code and everything here. We'll see that in subsequent tutorials. That's it. We have created our simple basic Spring Boot project, and let's go ahead and run. Just right click on the project, run as. You can use Spring Boot app. So either you can use Spring Tool Suite, or what you can do is you can use normal Eclipse and install the Spring Tool Suite plugin from you can go to help, Eclipse marketplace, and in here, it will take time to load based on your internet connection. So from here, I can say Spring Tool Suite and click on search. As I'm using Spring Tool Suite Eclipse itself, so probably it won't prompt me to install this plugin. So if you're using normal Eclipse, it will show you Spring Tool Suite. You can click on it, you can add. When you add it, yeah, something like this, it will show. You can click on install. As you can see, it is already installed in this. So you can install 3 or whichever the version you want. So I'll just close this as I've already installed. I'm not going to show that to you. So once it is installed, you can see all these options saying that probably when you right click on that run as Spring Boot, this option will appear when you install the plugin. Okay, fine. So as you can see, uh, Tomcat is running on 8080 port. So as you can see, there is no external server I have added. So how does it work? Basically, what happens is when you go to pom.xml, when you say Spring Boot Startup Web, it will add the embedded Tomcat in your application. So as you can see from the list of jars added, at the bottom you can see Tomcat embedded, which means the student API is packed with the internal Tomcat, the embedded Tomcat. You no need to create a var and install an separate Tomcat server. So those and all are not needed. You just add this dependency. It will add you the required Tomcat jars, which will be used to run this application as a web application. Okay. So yeah, one more important thing is when you embed a Tomcat inside any your Spring Boot project, there will be only one application per Tomcat. If you create another project, for that project there will be specific Tomcat. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what are all the things printed in the console. As you can see, Tomcat is running on 8080 port. So as this is a basic, this is a default port 8080, so it will be running in our 8080 port. Let us go ahead and run this application. So I'll say localhost 8080. Okay, so it will say white label error page. We have not done anything as of now, so that is why saying there is nothing to be displayed. Okay, let us go ahead and create our first REST controller. So I'll just create new class. I'll be naming it as student controller. Let's click on enter. So yeah, we have our student controller, and I will annotate it with REST controller. Okay, this is as simple as that. You just annotate with at the rate of REST controller, then the container will treat this as REST controller. So you can have a lot of methods inside this, and the URL mapping you can do whatever you want. So let us go ahead and write one simple method saying that public string, maybe welcome, simple Java method. I'll be returning the string welcome to my student application, something like that. Okay, so we have, as this is just a get request, we have to map it with a get mapping. So okay, so map it with a get mapping. As you can see, once I do any changes in Java or in the application properties, Tomcat automatically restarts. So that will be handled by Spring Dev Tools. So basically, the Spring Dev Tools will handle restarting of the Tomcat. A lot of other things it will do. One of the good thing is it will automatically restart the Tomcat. This is very helpful for the development purpose. Okay. Student controller, we have get mapping. Let us go ahead and just refresh this. See, as I entered localhost 8080, basically if you don't map any URL to this, it will take default mapping. So what I'll do is I'll just give the mapping as /welcome, sorry, /welcome, and save it. As you, if you see below in the console, Tomcat will be automatically restarted. Yeah, great. So I'll switch back to browser. If I hit, if I refresh this, it will say white label error because I have mapped this particular method with the /welcome. So if I use /welcome, it will give you the welcome to my student application, whatever we are, the string we are returning back. Okay, so this is a basic step. And one more thing is you can use get mapping, or you can use in the older version of Spring, get my bugger. Okay, in the older version of Spring, this we used to use like this request mapping. Okay, I'll just return maybe get my burger. In the earlier version, we used to have request mapping. Now we can use that as well. It is a backward compatible, and the newer version is backward compatible, and can also use get mapping. The basic difference would be get mapping, post mapping, put mapping, or delete mapping. So these are all at the method level, and the request mapping you can add it at the class level as well. Okay, so in the subsequent tutorials, I'll be showing you how to use all these method get, put, post, and delete. Okay, let us run this. I'll just save this. As you can see, again, Tomcat is restarting. I'll just say welcome. Yes, it will show the welcome. And if I just say 8080, it will say get my burger. You can have the mapping here, something like method request method dot get. I'll specify like this. Path is equal to, I'll say get burger. Okay, just click on save. I'll go back, say control F5. It is not showing because we have mapped it with this URL, particular URL. Okay, let's say get localhost 8080 slash get burger. Now we should get error. Why? Because here we have mapped with capital B. Okay, I'll say capital B burger. It says get my burger. Okay, so this is another way to do it. So in my subsequent tutorials, I'll be using get mapping, put mapping, delete, and post. Okay, last thing is, this is my basic application. What if you have two project student API and as well as another, say, employee database API running? So basically both will be running on Tomcat 8080 port. So if you want to change the port, then you need not in the external Tomcat we used to have change it in config.xml, and you have to change the XML file like server port and all everything. So those and all will be handled in application properties thanks to Spring Boot for introducing this. Previously we had that also. No, there is easy way to do it using application properties. What I'll do, I'll just say server dot is equal to, I'll say 8090. Okay, I just have to save it. When you click on save, it will restore the Tomcat. When it restarted, as you can see, Tomcat initialized with the ports 8090. Okay, so let us go back to our application. I'll just say Control F5. So as we have changed the port, there will be site can't be reached error. So I'll just change it to 8090. Okay, just refresh it. Now we are accessing port 8090, through which we are accessing the student controller. And one more thing is you can change this to request mapping, and I'll say probably my app. Okay, I'll just restart it. This is at the class level. Okay, I'll just go back and refresh it. You can say white label error page because I've mapped the class level with my app. Okay, right. So I'll just change it to my app slash getbug. Okay, great. Getbug. So this is the basic Spring Boot REST API, how to create and everything. So thanks for watching. Please watch the subsequent tutorials for rest of the HTTP methods, how to get and how to get the response in XML format, a JSON format, and how to return the object and everything else. Okay, great. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please subscribe. Thank you.